Hello, I'm so happy you're here for the very first video of my 2-week Draw With Me challenge. My name is Jaren and I'm an illustrator. Today we are going to paint a simple festive illustration in Procreate, and if you need a little motivation, check out my Make Drawing Part of Your Life video. I share some tips there that I think you will really enjoy. Okay, let's go. First, I will tap the plus icon to create a new canvas. I'm using an Instagram size canvas which is 1080 by 1350 pixels. If you don't already have this preset, you can create one manually. Just tap the plus icon here. I usually like to work with a higher DPI, but 300 DPI works perfectly fine as well. Okay, the canvas is ready. I like to work directly with colors, so I prepare a color palette for you. You can pause the video now, take a screenshot and recreate these colors in Procreate. Okay, I go to my color profile. These are the colors I'm gonna use. It's already here. Now I wanna start with the background. I like using two colors in the background to add a bit of texture and depth. First, I select a lighter green color and just drag and drop it to fill the canvas. Then I create a new layer on top and choose a darker green tone this time. And for my brush, I go to inking and select a texture brush like dry ink. This is still old Procreate library. I'm still trying out the new brushes at the moment. Okay, I increase the brush size and lose the color over the canvas. I kind of like coloring slowly rather than using color drop. I think it's really relaxing. And this also gives the background a nice textured look while still letting some details show through. Now I create a new layer for my sketch. I choose a light color. For the brush size, I like this one. To save it, just tap on it and tap plus sign here. Now I can easily come back to this brush size, which is perfect. For the illustration, we're gonna draw a girl, and we're gonna start drawing very basic shapes like circles and simple geometric forms. First, let's sketch a circle for the head. At this stage, I'm not focused on details at all. I'm just blocking out the general idea of the ornament. Another basic shape for the body. I imagine a big collar for the dress, so I'm just gonna place a half circle for it. I'm just trying to imagine more details about it. Okay, I'm imagining this as a jacket, so there are some nice little details. For the hair, you can do something like this. Or maybe braids. It's totally up to you, just keep it very basic. Maybe she has a big ribbon bow on her dress. I'm just drawing big triangle shapes right now. I'm not sure how it looks yet. This is very quick, just to get the idea down, sketch. Okay, the rough sketch is done. Now tap the arrow icon here so we can rearrange it on the canvas. You can play with the snapping options here. If you turn on magnetics and snapping, it's easier to find the center. But also turning off the snipping gives you more freedom, while you can still place it in the center pretty easily. Okay, I'm happy with the placement. It's an ornament, so let's add a little hanger too. Okay, perfect. Now I go back to my layers and lower the opacity of my sketch layer and create a new layer on top. Okay, now let's move on to the coloring. I go to my colors and let's start with the face. So I pick my color for the face. Basically, just draw a circle and at the same time put your finger on the canvas to activate streamline. Okay, now you have the perfect shape. You can always drag and drop the color, but I kind of like using the texture. It gives the illustration a more hand-drawn feeling. So I'm just coloring it in. I also just want to save this brush size for coloring. I always create new layers for different parts of the drawing, which makes everything much easier to adjust later. I like to choose pink for her dress. It's very symmetrical sketch, so I want to turn on the symmetry drawing assist. So to do that, just tap on the wrench icon here, and then canvas, and then drawing guide, and edit drawing guide. You can choose different options like vertical or horizontal. I will go with the vertical. Okay, tap done. My drawing isn't in the center, so I go to layers and select these two layers by swiping them to the right and then group them. I select a group and tap here so I can move it to the side. Okay, that's better now. Then I go back to layers, ungroup this one and select a new layer. Here you will see it says assisted. This is your drawing guide. Now whatever I draw on one side will automatically appear on the other. Now I can color quickly and get a really nice textured look. I go to my layer and create a new layer right under it. Then I tap here and choose drawing assist again. Usually instead of pure black, I pick something in between, like a dark grayish tone, like this. I want to add this one to my color palette as well. Now I just want to color her boots. Okay, so hold it at the end of every line so streamline feature can give you the perfect line. And then just color it in. I want to move the sketch to the top so I can see my sketch while I'm coloring. Now I create a new layer to add more details to her dress. Okay, tap here and choose drawing assist again. With the drawing assist feature on, I easily color everything. Since I saved the brush sizes, I can also move between them very quickly. I want to add some details on top, so create a new layer on top and activate the drawing assist again. So this time I pick a slightly darker color and go over it very softly. Just along the edges, very simply. Okay, let's do the bow now. I create a new layer. I want to go with dark pink this time. Keeping different tones of same color clothes, I think works very well in composition base. And also in a very symmetrical drawing, breaking the symmetry is a good idea in some of the pieces. So that's why I don't want to activate the drawing assist this time. Another important composition tip here is to avoid tangents. Tangents happen when shapes just barely touch the edge of the canvas or each other, like in here. Instead, let it clearly overlap or give it more space. This will make the composition feel more intentional and balanced. If you miss a tangent, that's totally fine. You can always fix it later by resizing or adjusting the shapes, like the one here. So I'm just gonna make this bigger to avoid it. Another trick here, if you ever resize your artwork and notice it looks blurry, there's an easy fix. In the transform tool, change the interpolation to nearest neighbor. This keeps everything sharp and gives you a nice crispy look. With this in mind, I keep drawing. Adding all the texture and that hand-drawn feeling by avoiding color drop. I suggest you to choose this kind of coloring instead of color dropping, especially if you are not in a rush. Now I want to color the hair. It's a good idea to turn drawing assist on again here. I also want to add a little bit more detail. For the face, maybe some blush on the cheeks. I keep it simple and avoid over detailing. Texture already does a lot of the work, and small imperfections actually make the illustration feel more natural and handmade. I want to add some details to her jacket too. I create a new layer on top of the jacket layer, tap on it and choose clipping mask. Now everything I draw stays on the jacket and doesn't go outside the edges. Like look at this here. Everything inside of the jacket. It's important to add all the details on different layers, so I use another layer, then another one, and slowly build it up. Just adding more details to the drawing. I think for this part, drawing assist is really helpful, so I'm going to draw a perfect circle here. I close the sketch layer, and I feel like this is a bit too much, so I make it slightly smaller. Okay, that's better. It's always a good idea to give your illustration a final look and make small tweaks. Okay, I think it's all done. I'm happy with the result. Hope you enjoyed drawing along with me. If you're joining the Draw With Me challenge, feel free to save this and you can revisit it anytime. And also, if you would like to learn more about Procreate, my Procreate tutorial series is waiting for you. Okay, see you in the next one.